Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My throat is a little bit husky because I caught a cold the other day. Um, but I'm here and I would like to share a little bit of something that I find actually very flattering. There is a girl on YouTube who has dedicated her entire channel, even channels, based off the last 10 years of my YouTube channel, like literally a replica of everything I've ever said, everything I've ever expressed in regards to personal experiences, goddess worshipping, so on and so forth. Okay. So this girl would contact me for the past year and a half, 2 years, maybe even more, telling me I'm the only person on YouTube she would ever contact or comment. And she has literally throughout the years developed this sick obsession with me. And she would want to, claim that she wants to be my friend, and how strong of a woman I am, how inspirational I am to her, how opinionated I am, and how I'm fearless in regards to sharing my stories and opinions on YouTube. You know, the usual psychopathic tendencies of someone who's infatuated by another person on YouTube, which is fine, I guess. I mean, like I said, it's flattering to me, okay? But there's a line. There's a line. So throughout the years, because she watches me like a hawk and she's so fascinated with who I am, she has started to develop characteristics based off how I am. Okay. So she's creating this like persona based off who I am because of my opinion. Okay. So now with that being said, because she initially contacted me because of like goddess experiences, talking about goddess theories of the goddess and initiation into the goddess and so on and so forth, right? To her, that was like very infatuating and empowering to her. Okay, nothing wrong with that, right? But I mean, if you're getting up into my boundaries and wanting my WhatsApp number and wanting to meet me in person, and then you're telling me you have a critical this of me or this or that or whatever since we're friends. So she took the hit. Her ego has taken the hit because number one, it blocked her, and number two, because she's in a state of shock. How I naturally converted to Islam without being coerced or forced. So it's instilled in her brain that if someone is doing a prayer or saying Allahu Akbar, first of all, Allahu Akbar is not just in Islam, it's Arabic. Even Arab Christians say Allahu Akbar. The word of God in Arabic is Allah. So, I mean, and she states that anybody who believes in Islam or converts to Islam has a very small intellect. Well, you're coming from a place of ego and arrogance and ignorance because of many factors. I have no hatred in my heart. If you ever watch a video of me where I'm very strong in my conviction, or I'm being very strong or expressing something, it's either I've been violated physically, there has been money stolen from me, or there's been literally physical, verbal threats directed to me. Do you understand? Otherwise, I will not make egotistical remarks based off ignorance and arrogance. This girl initially contacted me and said, "Oh, tell her you're a priestess. You've been chosen." Okay, so if you see me as a priestess, you should know that my background, I've studied every religion, including Judaism. I've studied all factors and theories and branches and different forms of Judaism and parts of Judaism that has been rejected by all religions, all mysticisms, all forms. So why would I neglect Islam when, first of all, it was Islam that called me in? The very first time I ever heard the adhan, do you know even what happened to my heart? Islam is the religion of the heart. Yeah, so Islam is the religion of the heart. People who are naturally called to Islam who are not born Muslims, usually you'll hear stories how their heart got affected. Their heart started to heal because it's the religion of the heart. It's about restoring the heart. Okay? And a lot of what is in Islam is actually old, but it, reintroduced. So, and that's a fact as well. So this girl has seriously, her ego has taken a serious blow, and she's stating how they're gonna kill you, or people who convert, or Muslims, they will all die. There's over 2 billion Muslims in this world. Every single day, Europeans and North Americans are converting to Islam. Do you see all of them dying? Are they all killing each other? 2 billion of. And so she's clearly judging something based off lack of experience, based off prejudice and racism, hatred, hatred of Arabs, hatred of Muslims. I've never been raped by an Arab in my life, and I'm pretty sure I never will. So the fact that you're saying they will kill you, and she's saying this to like everyone, that apparently all Muslims will kill you, or that Arabs will kill you. So this is also the same girl who is basically a white, whatever, Russian, Ukrainian, or European who claims to be Hebrew origins, who's trying to escape and go to Europe, who told me. So the way I look at things is, if you have such faith in yourself or your gods or whatever it is you believe in, you would never feel a threat towards Islam. Okay? At all. What are you so afraid of? Why are you running yourself? Why are you watching me like a hawk, wanting to be like me, wanting to talk like me, trying to act like me? I feel sorry for you. I really do, because there's so much hatred in your heart. And as it's stated, the only people that get called into Islam, like reverts, are the ones who have a clean, pure heart. And you'll never get that, because it's very clear to me that you're soulless. This girl, mind you, she's a blonde white woman with like basically Russian or European origins, trying to be something that she believes she is, but she's not. Um, and I won't get into other details, but literally she copies like word by word a lot of the things I say, and like a lot of stuff. And I mean, again, it's flattering that I can inspire someone to this point. I've inspired a lot of people, but when it gets to the point where you're threatening people because your ego has taken a blown, because that's how powerful Islam actually is. It's in my ancestry. My great grandfather was a Yazidi. He converted to Islam. He converted to Islam because he saved so many Armenians. He brought them to Syria, and the Arabs opened the doors for all of them. So he created a brotherhood with them. That was the least he could do for them. And he believed in it. And then there was his wife's baby sister, who should have been dead but was found at 2 years old on a cliff, near a cliff, when her family members were all choked to death and killed, and brought in by a Bedouin Arab and raised as Muslim, as a Bedouin Muslim. And when my family found her and they brought her to Christianity, she went in the church, she got down on her knees, she's praying. They said, "You don't have to do that in this church." And she looked around and she said, "Jesus is beautiful, but this is not my religion. I don't feel connected, and I don't feel connected to any of you." And I resonate with that, because I'm also like that. Because Islam is the religion of the heart. When I say Islam is the religion of the heart, it brings out your heart more. Do you have a good heart? Do you have a clean heart? Do you not have a good heart? Everybody is different. Everyone's heart is different. So Islam just brings out more of what's already in your heart. So until you get down on your knees 5 times a day and submit yourself to Allah and you pray in Arabic, you're not going to know, and you have no right to speak up as if you know everything, that they are going to kill everyone. Because you've never even, your spirit and your soul and your heart would never even allow you to submit yourself in that position, because it's not for you. And it's not for you because your heart is not clean. And this doesn't offend me. I just feel really sad for you. Going back to my great-grandfather, he was born and raised in the region of Sasun, which is now Turkey. It used to be, at the time, as Ottoman Empire, but they were the indigenous people there because he was the Armenian Yazidi, okay? He was raised by Kurds, so he spoke Kurmanji, he spoke Turkish, he spoke Armenian. He was a freedom fighter, he was a fedain, okay? And he saved many, many people's lives. But I am an Armenian. Both of my parents are Armenians. My father is dead. He's indigenous to the region of Turkey, the Black Sea region as well. Okay? But me converting to Islam, that does not go against what they believe. Maybe in their head, sure. But that's theirs. That's not mine. Those family members of mine that converted to Islam, they did it willfully, they did it willingly, and they did it in their own. Obviously, outside of my Bedouin, who was brought up and saved by an Arab because, she was 2 years old. But she, all her life, she had been a Bedouin Muslim. That was her way of life. And so it's incredible when people are shocked that a woman such as myself is not being coerced or forced into something. So they got to create these scenarios in their brain that something fucked up is happening, and that's why I'm converting, or like I'm being seduced by an egregore or something out of this. You know what the interesting part is? I'm not even getting this hatred by Armenians, because Armenians have been so welcoming and accepting of me actually converting to Islam, at least to my face, or they're not saying anything. But this random girl who's obsessed with me and wanted to meet me physically, and I was just looking at this like, this is whack. Either you are a lesbian or there's something there that's wrong. And I just no. I don't know you. I want nothing to do with you. You clearly have mental health issues. You need to see a psychologist. I'm not providing that service for you, whether it's paid or not. No. So I wish you all the best, and you should be moving to Europe, because where you're living is not for you, I'll tell you that. There are a few girls here in Gyumri that were raised as either orphans or broken homes or very poor families that ended up moving to the UAE, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai, that married religious Muslim men. And when I say religious, I'm talking about men who take the laws of Islam serious rather than the culture and mix the two. Because a lot of times, guys, people mix their culture with their religion, and they'll use certain things that have nothing to do with the religion, and people assume that's the religion. It's like this with Armenians too, okay? Here in Gyumri, there for decades and centuries, it's been a thing where guys, if they see a girl, they'll literally kidnap her, put her in the van, take her home, and if she says 3 times, I don't want you, she's allowed to leave. Back to the Arab religious Muslim guys that they ended up marrying, every single one of these girls, some of them don't even know each other. You know what they say? he takes so much care of me. I don't have to take care of him. He takes care of me. And I cannot say that I've ever experienced that within my own culture. That's how well these Arab Muslim men take care of their wives. I'm not saying every single Arab out there is like this. That has a, but let's be honest, over 80 to 90% are. Well, maybe not over, but around that. And for you to say whoever believes in Islam has a small intellect or is retarded, I think you're retarded, because you cannot speak on something you've never experienced or tried because you're scared. 2019, I met a Syrian girl. Okay, she's 5% Armenian. She moved to Armenia. She lived in Armenia for 1 year. Her family lives in Dubai. From the time of 2011, they moved from Syria to Dubai. They have businesses, okay? And when she came to Armenia, she said the men in Dubai do not treat, the majority of the men in Dubai do not treat women the way Armenian men in this country treat women, okay? So, as you know, I speak the truth. My entire channel is based off speaking the truth. If you know me personally, I'm justice oriented. I speak truths, man. I don't, for my own egotistical needs, I don't shove or throw things out of my bum just to fulfill my own mental or egotistical needs. I will study something to the point until I get it, understand it, and I will speak on it. So Qatar, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, like the UAE, with Armenia, it's visa free. So they can come here visa free. We can go there visa free. There's many Arabs that come to Armenia and they establish businesses here. Okay, so there's a joint thing happening, and it has been happening. So this is creating, I think, something good for Armenians, because we've always, since history time immemorial, we've always had a connection with Arabs. A lot of Armenians' ancestry lead to Arabs, actually. Armenians originated in the Anatolian regions, but they also originated from Sumeria, Babylon, modern-day Iraq. Haig Nahabed, our founder of Armenia, was from that region. He moved to the region of Van, which is now Turkey. Anyways, it's a long-ass story. If you read our history, that's the story of Armenians. But if you have a problem with Islam, I personally think you're fucked up and you have mental problems. Until you yourself try something, pray something, understand not just the theory, study the actual laws of Islam rather than what you see on TV or this fake terrorism that's funded by a lot of Europeans and Americans. The same way America destroyed Iraq, the happiest country in the world, in the 60s and 70s, is the same way your opinions operate. So I'm just going to keep this video at this and finish it off because I need to get to bed. It's like 3 a.m. Good night. And again, if you think that I'm the slightest bit offended by what you say or do, I don't, because I find it very flattering how someone such as yourself started YouTube with pick-a-card readings, tarot readings that would never show her face because she didn't have the courage or the confidence or the self-esteem to show herself and to express herself and to talk about spirituality, because the last 10 years you've been, I don't know, stealing and copying everything I say word by word almost, and talking like me. So like I said, this is obviously a clear sick obsession that you have with me, and the mere fact that I've converted to Islam is really, it's you've taken a blow to your ego. And I'll just leave the video to that. And if you're another person watching this, I mean,